Hi.
Hi, everybody.
You're really off to the side a little bit.
Oh, am I? Oh, let me scoot over. There we go. There's a
We
little
scoot
bit.
over at the same time. It's like we're on a track. It's nice.
Sorry, we're Blair Witching you today and all.
What does that mean?
You really have never seen Blair Witch?
I've seen the movie, but I don't know it as a verb. I'm Blair Witching you right now. What does that mean?
Hey, it's the Nicole language. Get on board. I have my own dictionary.
It's just like
Didn't
a
you know
flashlight beneath my chin. I'm so scared right now. I'm scared.
that? Hold on, let me get a flashlight. Oh, wait, I don't have one.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you for tuning into the Nicole and Craig show.
Ooh, Colleen's on already, and Steve. Hi. How are you guys?
That
That was just for you, Colleen.
Yeah, right? I didn't do it. Anyway, okay, 5 tips for dealing with other realtors. We actually get a lot of input on this one, so I think this one is going to be mostly boils down to communication, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You can't over-communicate with your other agent.
Oh, you can.
Well,
But I've never had it.
yeah, me neither, so I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we should get going.
That's fine. I thought you were starting right in, so.
I'm starting right in. Number 5, the golden rule. What's the golden rule, Nicole?
Treat others how you want to be treated.
Treat them how you want to be treated.
If everybody did this, I would have a happy day with real estate all day long, every day.
Every day would be a sunny day.
Yes, it would.
One thing I say this, treat others with respect. I mean, it's so obvious. We've all went through the same test. We've all jumped through the same hoops, so to speak. So play nice.
Yeah, I think that sums that one up.
One thing I would say is, now I don't think you agree with me on this one, but if you call another agent, give them a chance to respond. I hate when I get a text, a phone call, a voicemail, a call at the office, like someone's trying to track me down. If I can't call you back instantly, I'm on the phone, so don't just try me at the office like all of a sudden that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. So
She does not agree.
If we,
It's going to be our
if I
first
want something from
on-camera
you,
fight.
basically, yeah. I picture like the big boxing gloves. Anyway.
You'd win.
Yeah, probably. So, basically, if I send you an offer, I want a response to say that you at least received it in an hour or two. I'm not going to wait 24 hours to be like, hey, did you receive my offer? Because in this market, your offers sometimes are only 6 or 8, hours long sometimes. I know it's slowed down a little bit, but in the heat of the season, I will call and blow up your phone. So I'm sorry, Craig, I don't agree with that.
I think you got to respect other people's time. I don't think that's a good. I don't think that's a good example to set.
Yeah, well, we have to agree to disagree on that one, I think.
Okay, we're agreeing to disagree. Number 4, agree to disagree. See how much respect we have for each other?
We do.
Okay, number 4, watch what you say. Now this is a big one, Nicole. This would be. I'll tell you my thing is. Throughout most of my career, I've been more of a listing agent than working with as many buyers. I always work with more sellers. I can't tell you how many times an agent has given me an offer, emailed an offer over, and then they said, "Hey, Craig, just get me a counter offer. This is just where their starting point is, or something." And I hate when they tell me stuff like that because it's like now I have to tell my seller, "Hey, look, they're gonna." Even if my seller would have accepted that offer, just them saying that, now I got to tell my seller, hey, we can counter them and they'll get more,
Yeah.
So don't say that to other realtors, everyone.
Just remember, the stuff we go back to ethics, your fiduciary responsibility, all those kind of things. Even if you're familiar with an agent, you have to watch what you say. Remember what you're telling them. Sometimes even if the person has a family or kids, or you just never know, the information that you give out about your buyer or seller may sway the other side of negotiating. So just be really careful when you're negotiating and what you talk about.
Yeah, even think about things that you would think maybe are kind of not a big deal. Like maybe a couple are getting divorced and they're moving into separate places. Unless they actually authorized you in writing to disclose that, you really can't disclose that. So you have to be careful what you say because some agents may take that as they're more desperate.
Well, that, and then maybe your buyer knows a friend of a friend and nobody knows that they're getting a divorce and it's a secret. And now all of a sudden the secret's out because you gave information that you shouldn't. So you just always need to think 10 steps ahead of the information that you're giving, what the consequences will be.
Yeah, so keep secrets. If I told you something, don't tell everybody else.
Truth.
Now, okay, let's move on. Number 3, you ready?
Yep.
What's number 3?
Help new agents. I always like to do this. A lot of times you get an offer or you're giving an offer and you can tell the agent just doesn't know what they're doing, right? Or you get an offer that has kind of holes in it or whatnot. Always be respectful of the other agent, and, you know, just have a phone conversation with them like, hey, you know what, we're missing this piece, this piece, this piece. And, you know, sometimes the agents will just say, hey, I've never done this before, right? So you know that you may carry a little bit more weight, but we were all new once. So just kind of remember that when you're dealing with new agents.
And I would say this too. If you are working with a new agent, or if you're helping a new agent out in your office or something like that, and they do something like, let's say they wrote a purchase agreement, but they didn't include appliances. That happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
As soon as you realize that mistake, reach out to the other agent. And there might be something where maybe the seller didn't get rid of them yet. Maybe you can salvage it. I've worked with, you know, in agents in our training program where that exactly has happened. We've called the other agent, and I'll tell you what, we've dealt with 2 other agents right now that I can think of, by which I'm not going to mention names, I don't think, but they were fantastic. They worked it out. They helped out our agents, so we appreciate that. It was a really nice thing to do, and it shows. And they're different companies. You know, it was just great.
Appliances are like, together. As a newbie, because you get that, you know, if you remember, you get that like sweating sensation when you're submitting a purchase agreement because you think that you haven't done everything right. And appliances are a big one and an easy one for a new agent to miss. So I agree with Craig on that.
Yeah, and everyone says, well, Craig, they're listed in the MLS as they're included, but that's not necessarily binding, because usually they had a price in the MLS too. Your buyer probably didn't offer that price, so it's like, you know, whatever's in that contract, that's what's important.
Yeah.
That's what's important. Okay, are we ready to move on to number 2?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, why don't you do this one?
Oh.
You forgot to be theatric and put.
Yeah, you always do that. Yeah. Plenty of
business. I don't know why I do that.
I think you think it's fun. I don't know.
I do. I just like to do it.
There is plenty of business out there for everybody. Don't compromise your integrity. If you are talking to an online lead or somebody you got through an open house or something like that, and they say, I have an agent, my standard line in an open house is, okay, can I have your name and your agent's name so I can follow up with your agent later? Basically knowing that if they're going to say they have an agent in an open house, they have an agent they've been working with. Like, don't try to flip them to that house. That's part of our ethics thing as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't compromise your integrity. It's not worth it. You know what? At the end of the day, we have a fiduciary responsibility to our customers. Yeah. So no one's going to ever, you know, that's license law. That's number one. But secondly, you have a duty to deal with the other realtor respectfully and honestly also.
Right.
You know, so that's another thing. You know, keep that in mind. You know, I guess just keep that in mind. Don't compromise your integrity. You know, at the end of the day, that customer is going to be out of your life within the next 3 to 6 months or something like that. With the exception of, you know, we like to stay in touch with our past clients through, you know, mailing or talking occasionally. But that realtor, they could sell another house for you that next day. You know, so the realtors, we're going to be in this business together. So treat them better. Yeah,
protect your reputation, because your reputation is what you have, and other agents want to work with other agents that they know make the deal smooth, that have integrity, and that have helped them on deals before. So it makes a smooth transaction and a lot less work for everybody all around.
All right, are we ready for the grand finale? Are we ready for that? Are we?
Yes.
I think we're there.
I think this one's common sense and should be number 1 on everybody's list. Communicate. Okay. This is what we're talking about.
I even wrote it in all caps.
Can you see that?
You can see that.
You gotta go up some.
That's all right.
Yeah,
that's all right. Take my word for it. I have integrity. All right. Return phone calls.
Yes.
You know, we all know of an agent that didn't return phone calls in a timely manner. And I've done it in the history. You know, 17 years. I've done that too on accident.
Yeah.
Or things get busy and voicemails stack up. If you're a realtor and your voicemail's full, that's frustrating.
That is very much
weird.
so.
That's not good. If your customer calls you, what do you expect them to get from that?
Yeah. It's or other agents calling you, and you know, normally, sometimes, you know, other agents' voicemail's full. I guess it's full. You know what I mean? I don't know on that one.
No business today. Their
right?
voicemail's full. Like, all right, really? All right.
I'm trying to be nice today.
Now, okay, Nicole. Let me ask you this though. My next thing I was going to say is respond in a timely manner. What is a timely manner?
So for me, I expect a call back by end of business. So if I called you at 9 a.m, I should hear something from you really honestly by the afternoon. But if I haven't heard from you by 5, I'm going to be calling you saying, hey, what's going on? And that's my opinion. If it's something more urgent than that, Like I need an answer for something for a loan, or, you know, I'm calling you to say, hey, would the seller accept this on an offer or whatever, that's an hour or two. So you really have to use common sense based on the transaction. But I shouldn't hear from you 3 days later, oh, hey, sorry, I took the weekend off, or you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think the way mortgage companies process mortgages right now and things like that, like if you, a 3-day wait, you know, that could interfere, that could slow down the transaction, that could
Miss our closing date?
Yeah, you can miss your closing date and have to get an extension, which could, you know, you got buyers and sellers that have moving trucks lined up.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a big catastrophe.
Yeah, logistics. Awful.
Yep. And then another thing I would say, and now this is important, don't respond angry. You know, you're gonna say something maybe that you shouldn't say, or you're gonna be disrespectful in a manner that maybe is not gonna be conducive to the transaction and to your client's best interest and things like that. So take a minute, calm down. I think that's really one of our greatest values in the transaction, is because we buy and sell, or we help people buy and sell houses every day, we can be this voice of reason, this calm,
right,
collected, cool voice to help the, you know, the buyer and the seller navigate the waters of the transaction.
Yeah, don't buy into the angry emotions of your seller or buyer, because in the end, it's not going to help anybody. And if you need to take a minute because you are emotional, or you're angry, or you're upset, or whatever, take a minute. And that may be at 5 o'clock, you don't respond till the next morning because you need to sleep on it overnight to calm down. But don't respond in anger, because it's not going to do anybody good. You still have to work on the transaction. The transaction still has to close, and you still have to get there. So responding emotionally isn't going to help anybody.
That's a true story.
Yep.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
She's been there, and she's done that. She just said it here right now.
In my beginning days, not now. But.
Yep. All right, I think that's pretty much, thank you everyone who tuned in and watched us and commented and stuff. Thank you. Thank you to everyone I reached out to and gave me ideas to help fill this video and make it a great one. And
we'll be back at our regular time next Friday. So we appreciate you watching on this special edition of the Nicole and Greg Show.
Special edition, midweek edition, the Craig and Nicole Show.
Music to go in and out.
I could just do dun 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 dun. Maybe
I don't know,
another sports thing or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. That's it. We're done.
Yeah, I think that is.
Okay.
See you guys next week.
See you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Colleen.